Thank you, Mr. Yaya. It's a distinct honor to join such a distinguished panel, and I thank Dawn Media for the opportunity. As shared by previous speakers, climate change is a great threat to humanity and to ecosystem, and poor and developing countries are affected more by this. Nepal and Pakistan both have negligible contribution to the emissions, but we are among the nations that bear the greatest burden. When we come to the glacier melting, I think it's a shared vulnerability for countries that has high mountains, including Nepal and Pakistan. Um, and glacier lake outburst floods not just only threaten the water security, livelihoods, and infrastructure, they also are hampering the key economic sectors such as tourism and agriculture and hydropower generation in Nepal. To share with you the Nepal's experience, Nepal, as you may already know, is in a very climate sensitive geography and is vulnerable to socioeconomic conditions. Since 1970s, we have experienced major gluts, which has resulted into significant loss of lives, damage to properties, and destruction of critical infrastructures, including hydropower plants. If you have been following the news recently, in 2024 August, two glacier lake outbursts caused massive flood that swept away Thame village in East Nepal. At least 47 glacier lakes have been identified in Nepal as the potential threat for outbursts if the temperature continues to rise. Of course, within our national capacity, we have been doing what we can at the national level. Our approach is most of nature-based solutions and community-led initiatives. And what we are trying to do is focus on reforestation for slope stabilization and protection of buffer zones around wetlands to mitigate the downstream floods. Apart from this, Nepal from the early 2010 has adopted local adaptation plan of action. So rather than centrally focused planning system, we are focusing on community-led initiative where the local knowledge is combined with the scientific knowledge to bring the best results. Most recently, Nepal has also done engineering of the engineered lake lowering. The identified lakes which has potential threat of outbursts, we have been using engineering to lower the lake levels, and recently Nepal has access fund from Green Climate Fund project. It's a 7-year project, and it will be focusing mostly on community-based adaptation initiatives. Key components of it are, of course, expanding and upgrading hazard monitoring and early warning systems, reducing water levels in 4 of the identified glacial lakes, and also strengthening riverbanks and flood-prone areas through reforestation and protective infrastructure such as check dams and also vegetative gabion walls. Following the successful intervention in Chorolpa and Imja glacial lakes in the past, the Department of Hydrology and Meteorology, in partnership with the UNDP, are initiating the lowering of the 4 lakes that have the potential to burst if the temperature continue to rise. And we are also advancing a major initiative to reduce the risk of glacial lake outburst floods in the Koshi and Gandaki river basins. The project also aims to catalyze public and private investment in climate risk reduction, setting an example for other countries to follow. At the regional level, Nepal headquarters EC Mode, which is producing, monitoring and producing disaster data to the member states. And I think last year there was an MOU between EC Mode and Pakistan, and there's a project which is working on ecosystem restoration in Pakistan already. When we come to South-South cooperation and what Nepal can share with the rest of the countries, we admire the Pakistan state-of-art technology in disaster risk monitoring at the NDMA. I think Pakistan is currently implementing GLOF2 project, focusing on installing automated weather station monitoring tools. What Nepal can share would be, of course, the community-based approach that we are following up, and Nepal's community forestry program has been a success story which we started during 70s, and it can be one of the areas where Pakistan can look at. And we have been using micro hydro development in Nepal, which is helping the rural community to electrify the rural community and at the same time reduce the level of the glacier lakes in the mountains. I have already received a note, so I will cut short my speaking notes and would like to conclude that Nepal has been an advocate for the mountain agenda, if you allow me, Mr. Yahya, to say that since COP13. And what we are doing at the national level, of course, is not adequate to deal with the challenges that the climate change requires international support. We need to strengthen global and regional partnership to accelerate climate finance, access to advanced technologies, and enhance capacity building. Nepal stands ready to work collectively with other countries at risk with a common voice in international forum, calling for urgent global collective action to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Thank you.
Thank you very much.